Welcome to this explainer. Okay, today we are tackling what is, without a doubt, the most critical decision a financial technology leader is going to make in 2026, choosing the right software development partner. And look, the stakes here, they've literally never been higher. We're operating in a landscape where getting your architecture wrong doesn't just mean you delay your launch by a few weeks. No, it means massive regulatory fines, completely failed audits, and compromised data. It's not just about finding engineers who know how to code. It's about finding specialists who can actually navigate this incredibly complex web of financial compliance and real-time data execution.
Okay, let's dive right into this. Here is our roadmap. First, we'll look at the stark divide currently happening in the developer market. Then, we'll break down the top builders for general FinTech apps. Think your mobile banking and embedded finance. After that, we'll shift gears to the top creators of custom trading platforms, where latency is basically everything. And finally, we'll wrap up by discussing exactly how to find your perfect match.
Section 1. The developer market split, and why we are dealing with such high-stakes financial software.
So to really grasp the vendor landscape today, you have to realize that it has completely fractured into two totally different approaches. On one side, you've got your generalist or body shop delivery models. You know the ones. These are generic app shops that claim they also do fintech just by slapping a Stripe integration onto a really fragile MVP. And the result? It's a nightmare of missing PCI DSS controls and massive compliance gaps that only surface when audit time rolls around. On the flip side, you have specialized outcome-owned delivery. These are the partners who build compliance directly into the architecture from Sprint 1, and they focus heavily on low-latency real-time execution. Honestly, the difference is night and day.
There's a quote that really stood out to me during the research for this, and I think it perfectly sets the standard for what we're looking at today. Not the ones with a banking logo in their portfolio slideshow. That hits the nail on the head. We are completely ignoring the marketing fluff here, and we're ranking vendors based purely on what they actually ship under real, rigorous regulatory and market conditions.
All right, moving right along to Section 2, Top FinTech App Builders. Let's look at the top 5 vendors for general fintech.
First up, we have DBB Software, based out of Krakow, Poland. And wow, what jumps out immediately here is their ability to cut delivery time by a massive 50%. They pull this off by using pre-built fintech modules for things like payments, open banking integrations, and KYC pipelines. And the best part? They do this without cutting a single compliance corner. By utilizing AWS native infrastructure and AI-driven workflows, they're shipping core MVPs in just 8 to 12 weeks. Plus, they're building in GDPR, PSD2, and SOC 2 from the very first sprint. That is a real game changer.
Next on our list is Netguru. Now, if you are a European scale-up, you absolutely need this name on your radar. Bringing over 18 years of experience and a huge team of 800-plus specialists, they offer a really rigorous ISO 27001 certified consultancy-style delivery. But what makes them so formidable is their deep European regulatory alignment. They have GDPR, PSD2, and open banking standards completely baked into their processes, which absolutely spares you the regulatory headache down the line.
Coming in at number 3, we've got Praxent. Get this, they have been focusing exclusively on fintech since the year 2000. That intense single vertical focus gives their 150-plus specialist team a level of regulatory fluency that those generalist shops simply cannot fake. With a strong UX-first methodology and a strictly onshore US-only delivery model, they are highly tailored for US financial institutions that are looking to modernize their core systems.
Then there's Dawg. They have launched over 500 applications since 2009. But honestly, the truly impressive metric here isn't the app count, it's their 92% client retention rate. That level of retention proves that their architecture holds up long after the initial launch. And as we all know, post-launch is exactly when hidden compliance gaps usually surface to ruin everyone's week. They build PCI, SOC 2, and HIPAA compliance directly into the architecture from Sprint 1, which lets you totally bypass that terrifying pre-launch audit scramble.
Rounding out our top 5 general fintech builders is 10 Pearls. These guys are absolute powerhouses for digital banking and embedded finance, and they do it at a massive global scale. We're talking over 1,000 specialists spread across 4 countries. Their major edge? It's definitely their in-house data science capability. Their predictive analytics and fraud detection aren't just taped on third-party APIs. No, they are built natively right in-house by their own dedicated machine learning engineers.
So synthesizing this domain reveals that the right fit depends entirely on matching a vendor-specific edge to your platform's exact needs. Look, minimum project sizes and hourly rates are going to vary across the board, but the real differentiator here is specialization.
DBB Software wins on speed and AI automation. Netguru is your go-to European regulatory stronghold. Praxent is the onshore U.S. banking specialist, Dawg brings that critical compliance from Sprint 1 for startups, and 10 Pearls is the heavy hitter from massive global embedded finance.
Okay, Section 3, Top Trading Platform Creators. We are now entering the world of high-octane trading systems.
We're shifting gears entirely now into the custom trading platform market, where real-time execution logic and incredibly low latency are absolutely non-negotiable. We're actually revisiting DBB Software here because of their highly specialized trading division. They deliberately avoid generic offshore staffing, and their stack is purpose-built for brokers and hedge funds. We're talking AI-powered risk engines, fixed protocol connectivity for institutional routing, and full SEC alignment. And incredibly, they still managed to ship trading MVPs in about 12 weeks.
Next up in the trading space is Ionixx Technologies, bringing a solid 250-plus specialist team to the table. They are true order management system and brokerage specialists, and they back it up with verifiable Wall Street experience. So if you're a brokerage staring down the massive, terrifying task of modernizing a legacy execution system and migrating it to a cloud-native infrastructure, their API-first architecture makes them an incredibly strong candidate for you.
Moving on to Appinventiv. Guys, the sheer scale here is just staggering. Over 1,600 specialists. They build compliance-first platforms specifically tailored for U.S.-regulated brokers spanning stock, crypto, forex, and OTC markets. FINRA and SEC alignment aren't treated as optional post-launch add-ons. They are standard right from the very architecture stage. Plus, with that immense team size, you simply won't hit resource bottlenecks when it's time to scale your trading operations.
Number 4 is Biz4 Group, and they take a really fascinating approach: AI-native trading platforms. For them, machine learning isn't just a feature. Actually, scratch that. It's the core architecture. They use over 200 in-house AI and ML experts to build predictive analytics engines and automated trading agents natively into the platform. You aren't dealing with clunky third-party integrations. The whole shebang is built from the ground up to be a deeply AI-driven environment.
Finally, we've got Velvetech. Because they were founded by a former banking technology leader, genuine financial domain knowledge exists at the actual engineering level, not just in the glossy sales pitch. Based down in Florida, they have a heavy .NET practice that is expertly tailored for algorithmic trading tools and deep, complex legacy financial system integration. That definitely sets them far apart from your average generalist software shop.
And this brilliantly illustrates the landscape when we compare these trading creators side by side. Again, baseline costs vary, but the true value lies in their specific trading edge. DBB brings AI risk engines at high speed. Ionixx completely dominates in legacy cloud migration. Appinventiv provides massive scale with SEC alignment right from day one. Biz4 Group is your target for AI-native architecture, and Velvetech gives you that .NET algorithmic expertise straight from banking domain leadership.
All right, final stop, Section 4, Finding Your Perfect Match, where we synthesize all this data.
As we wrap up this explainer, your biggest takeaway should be this. There is absolutely no single best development company out there. The right fit depends entirely on matching a vendor's highly specific strengths to your exact platform and regulatory needs. So I want to leave you with this final, provocative question to help evaluate your own strategy. Ask yourself, is your platform built for a demo or built for an audit? Look, anyone can build a flashy interface that looks great in a boardroom presentation. But when the regulators come knocking, or when live, volatile market data hits your execution logic, only specialized architectures survive. Choose your partner accordingly. Thanks so much for joining me on this explainer, and keep learning.